Hi, welcome back to my channel, Cook With Me, Sabrina B. In this video, I'm making Chimichurri de Argentina. This is a food of Argentina. This is a condiment. It has many uses. So if you're new to my channel, I want to say welcome. I want to say thank you so much for being here. And I'm simply just sharing my journey of living in harmony with nature. I'm sharing my journey of awakening this memory that food is medicine. And, you know, with so much toxic diet culture, it can be quite difficult to navigate. What do our bodies need to eat? Like, what should we be eating? And what I'm discovering that really works for me is remembering like what our ancestors were eating. They were eating whole, minimally processed foods. And what I'm discovering is that this is really working for me. So, yes, chimichurri. Now, this is not an exact authentic recipe. I'm making it with what I have, and I'm omitting a couple of things. I was told by an Argentinian chef, and I made it with balsamic vinegar and apple vinegar, that it was a nice chimichurri. So for that reason, I feel like it's okay, and I just don't use red wine vinegar often enough to keep it around. I use more apple vinegar and balsamic vinegar. So here I have one whole head of chopped garlic, and now I'm adding some salt. I'm going to add balsamic glaze because it's just what I have and I want to use it up, and apple cider vinegar. This step is really important because you want to dissolve the salt. You want the vinegar to start to cook or break down the garlic. And chimichurri is actually quite technical. And if you skip this step, you will definitely not have the same result. Like if you just put all the ingredients in a bowl, like that is definitely not it. So at this point, you would, if you were going to add chili, you would add it here. You can add like a chili flake. You can add like a diced, like a Fresno red jalapeno, something like this. And it is very nice. I'm just not eating chili right now. So next I'm adding the dried oregano. And this part, again, is very important. And I'm going to let this sit. I'm going to let this marinate for maybe an hour. Here I'm using a technique called chiffonade. And what that means is you basically roll the herbs as you're cutting it. And you want to slice it very thin. And this is important. I'm also using the parsley stems. I took out some of the ones that were quite fibrous and woody, but the soft tender ones, I go ahead and use them. Same thing with cilantro stems, always using them. And yeah, this technique is quite useful when cutting delicate things. Using a sharp knife is also very important because you do not want to bruise your herbs. They will oxidize and you will not end up with the same final product. So, fun fact, one of my favorite chefs is from Argentina, Francis Mallmann. He is by far one of the greatest chefs of our generation, my cooking generation. He is known for really cooking with fire. And this is so ancestral. And it's not like he's like really reinventing anything new or did anything different, but he really took it back to this connection that we inherently all have within our DNA about the fire and how precious and how sacred it is. And what a flavor can the fire bring, what an energy the fire brings. Wow. And so it's really inspired the way that I cook. I love cooking with fire. I'm just adjusting the seasoning because you want this to be seasoned well. You want it to be quite salty because this is a condiment that you're going to put on top of meat. You're going to put on top of maybe some vegetables, and it's very important that it's well seasoned. So back to Francis Mallmann, I actually got to meet him when I was helping out with an event at Hotel Bel Air, and he was there, and it was just like such a wow, like just an experience. I couldn't believe I was in the presence of this legend, like super famous chef. And the food was just like, I don't even have words for this experience other than it's like truly inspired a lot of the way that I continue and I will continue to cook with the fire. And so next, I'm just going to add the parsley, and I'm going to add olive oil. And so the olive oil is like the last step. And I'm just adding enough olive oil to cover the parsley. I don't want it like swimming or drowning in olive oil or vinegar for that matter. This is like, I'm telling you, it's like a very technical thing, and I want to do this with a lot of respect. And yeah, I actually went to Argentina. It's a very, very beautiful country. So, Viva Argentina! Thank you so much for this beautiful condiment, and I hope you enjoy. And yeah, let me know what you think. And this is great because it lasts, if you follow this way, 2 weeks in the fridge.